Well, yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a match reaction. Tottenham Hotspur 0, Manchester City 2. First of all, let's say hello to everyone who is live in the comment section. Big up to Cinema. Jackson should start any game 100%. Big up to Dragos who's in the chat. Hello, Dragos. Big up to Dimitrios Antonio. We're going to try to get you on today's live stream, Dimitrios. Big up to yourself. Hi, Josh. Big up. Big up to Dragos. Hi, Josh. Big up, everyone. Hopefully, everyone's doing well. Big up to Instagram people. Let me quickly have a let me quickly give shout outs to all the people I'm going to be sending out the link to the chat. Obviously, we'll be sending out on WhatsApp to the panel. But yeah, big up to everyone who's watching right now. This is going to be a very, very good live stream. We're going to try to get Matt in here. We're going to try to get Josh in here. We're going to try to get anyone who is available right now out of the Spurs live panel. Link now to join the match reaction. There we go. Yeah, so that's really it for the hellos. We've obviously got a couple Instagram people. We'll get onto that very, very soon. Let me just make sure this actually sent. Yes, it hasn't. So be up to everyone. Josh, by the way, I just sent the link now. Matt, I just sent the link now. I don't know if you're in there. Big up to Bradley. Hello, says Bradley. The talent hunter. Big up to yourself. Big up Ruben Conroy, who's in here. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm really looking forward to this live stream. I'll be honest. I think that we're going to be talking a lot about some individual stuff that's happened. Sorry, I just had to finish this. Yeah, big up to Ruben Conroy who's in here. Hopefully you're doing well, my friend. Hopefully you're doing well. Now, lads, let's get straight into it. By the time Matt and Josh join, if they even if they are joining, let's get straight into it. And we got a couple of talking points. So, number one, I want to talk about the fan base. I mean, it was so divided. It was so divided. We didn't even do. I don't think we even did a match preview for this. I don't even think we did a match preview. Oh yeah, we did do a match preview. Yeah, we did. What am I talking about? We did do a match preview, and the fan base is so divided. No, I'm gonna bring on. I'm gonna send the link later on in the stream, like I usually do, for all the guests to join. Very soon. But so yeah, the fan base was very, very, very much divided in terms of should Tottenham win, should Tottenham lose. Yeah, but before we start, we have been sponsored. Today's live stream is sponsored by Brandy. Now, you are probably asking me, why have I got this little weird looking Spurs live thing here? Well, this basically is a beautiful bracket for your microphone. They do amazing designs, and Brandy have kindly sent one out to me. And yeah, they've decided to send out one of us the Spurs live thing. I am going to attach it to the microphone. I am going to post the links in the description down below very, very soon. But for now, this is how it looks. It's unbelievable. Very, very nice. Matt, just give me a thumbs up when you're ready, and I'll bring him on. Oh, all right, brilliant, awesome. And we've got Matt to dissect. Oh, by the way, sorry. So the final, just let me know whoever wants. I'll give you guys a special link in the description down below. You can get, I think, 15 to 20% off of your next item. So big up to Brandy for sponsoring. And yeah, Matt, how are you doing today? You all right?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good.
Good. I mean, we got a lot to talk about, and it's quite nice that it's you and I so far. I don't know if Josh is going to join us or not. Be up to Chris, who's in Instagram. Be up to Idan Saitovitz. Happy birthday to you, mate. Because Matt and I both did the match preview, and it's fair to say we didn't mind losing versus Manchester City. Matt, please, how was the City game for you from a Tottenham point of view?
To be honest, I thought we actually played well.
I completely agree.
Yeah, I thought we played well. All right, we conceded 2 goals, a penalty.
Mhm.
But overall, I thought we played well. I thought Van der Ven worked on the left. Mate, you're going to have to excuse me for a minute, buddy.
No worries, no worries. All right, hopefully that is all good. I have no idea what happened there. So we had a little of a breakdown there. But sorry, before we get on and bring all the panels back in, very, very quickly, it comes like this. You have a microphone. Let's say, for example, this. You plug it in very nicely, and you get one of these lovely little brackets you can just nicely place on. And so I will post a video out on Instagram to show exactly how to do it. But big up to Brandy, who has sponsored today's live stream. So we're going to bring Matt back into the live stream, and want thumbs up just from 2 people here, just to make sure I can bring them on. See if they're ready. All right, brilliant. Okay. All right. Yes, big up to Josh, who's joined us today's live stream. How are you, Josh? How are you? Good? I think you're on mute. And now you're not on mute. Oh no, you chose to meet yourself.
Sorry, yeah, King Kai is back on stream, ready to go.
Love that, and we got Matt obviously back on here. Yes, be up to everyone, be up to Chris, and Dimitris. Now, lads, let's talk about it. It was really weird. Josh, I'm gonna come to you first. How did you feel, obviously going into the game? Man City, Arsenal could have potentially won the league right there. What were your thoughts going into the game?
It was just weird. Like it was morning, Chris, mate. It was a very strange one because I'm not gonna say it's hard to put it into words, but like watching a Spurs game and not necessarily caring about the result, or it was very. I don't know about you lot, but it felt very confusing to watch. I've never felt like that watching a game of football before. And going into it, I was so sure I wanted us to lose that game. But then when it actually got into it, it's so difficult to watch a game and not want us to score when we were in good positions and when we're playing well. I don't know. It was the strangest experience of football I've ever had in my life, and I never want to go through it ever again.
Completely agree. I think at the end of the day we should never be in this position. And by the way, when sorry Matt, I'm gonna try not to call you Chris.
Stop calling you Chris.
When Matt and I did the match preview, I was very much Tottenham have to lose the game. Tottenham have to lose the game. But when I was watching it, I was still Tottenham have to lose the game. But it was so weird. Matt, what was your reaction really when Haaland scored?
I cheered.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it was a really pleasant experience. It's
Wow.
it's one of the only times I've watched Tottenham and not felt stressed.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was so relaxed and I was so happy for us to lose that actually watching the game was an absolute pleasure.
Yeah. I mean, do you not think Tottenham should have conceded maybe one more goal just to equalise the goal
if you're going to lose
difference
by
there?
2, you may as well have lost by 3. Like,
Yeah.
come on,
Well,
think about the goal difference, lads.
I wanted them to lose by 4, but I can't see City not winning on the weekend.
You know, by the way, this was my mistake. Personally, from my point of view, I was too optimistic with Tottenham. As in, who are we to even say that we're gonna beat Man City? Who are we to decide if we're even gonna beat Man City? Like, I was being so naive then. We completely forgot that. I mean, I completely forgot that at the end of the day, let's be honest, Manchester City are the ones who decide who wins and who loses. There are times that we beat Man City. It's not because Man City were amazing or something. It's just because we found Man City out. I mean, I don't remember a game. Maybe the only game I do remember was the 1-0 Son in the Champions League where City played actually quite decent and we just about got the edge of them. But except for that, I think we found them out every single time. But lads, give me some talking points of the game. I mean, Josh, I'll start with you here. You know, we said going into the game we all wanted to lose and all that. What can we take from the game? Is there any positives, any negatives we can take from the game? Obviously, the title does say that Hojbjerg was
played
finished.
well. Like, we played well, and ultimately, people saying like, "Oh, but you could have had top 4." Honestly, my DMs of my Arsenal friends when I put a story up saying great result, they absolutely hammered me. They're like, "Oh, this is what's wrong with your club. Oh, you're just slaves to it." Do you know what? Realistically, do we think we would have got 4th off of Villa?
You say that, but
No.
I mean, they can moan at us, but let's be honest, Arsenal was so against us getting top 4 that they threw away a victory over Villa.
Mate, the thing is with Arsenal fans, it's like, yes, ultimately though, if you have to rely on another team's result to win you a league title, you don't deserve to win that league title.
Yeah, but I'm not like, they're like, like moaning about it. Well, you could say Arsenal did exactly the same. They were so against Tottenham getting top 4 that they purposefully lost to Villa.
Well, they had it but they had it in their hands. You can't win a title and lose to Villa at home and away. Or I think they might have drawn away, either drawn or lost away, and then you lose to Fulham. Like, silly results that they've dropped. It is completely in their hands, and they're the ones that threw it away.
Yeah, at the end of the day,
in the game though, we did play well, and the tactical adjustments from Ange were decent. Dragusin was good. I enjoyed the performance.
Sorry, lads, I'm just trying to get something up, but yeah, I am listening. Yeah, go on.
I actually really like the back 4.
Yeah, me too. Mm-hmm. It was good. It was really, really nice to watch. A lot more defensively solid. Don't get me wrong, I would have loved to have had Udogie back in. Like, I do think we miss him. But Van de Ven at left back, we've been saying it, he could do it. And Ange come out and said the reason he hasn't been is because of his injury issues. But yeah, I thought he was excellent as well. I thought Dragusin and Romero were good together. A lapse in concentration really is the only reason City took the lead. And it was a mix-up between Porro and Romero on sort of who was picking up Haaland.
Now, I do want to ask you one question before I get on to Matt. Josh, did you see that left-back position, though? And I've got 2 questions here, or two sides. Do you think Mickey Van de Ven was doing it on purpose, leaving whoever was Bernardo Silva so much room on the right because he trusts his pace? Or do you think that maybe they were trying to play maybe 3 centre-backs? I mean, did you also notice, though, that left-back position was very open? Or is it just me? It could be just me.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's obviously he hasn't played there a lot, so I
Yeah,
think he
yeah,
just got caught
100%.
out a couple of times, and because of his pace, it doesn't really matter to him a lot of the
Yeah.
time. But ultimately, as well, it's City, and like the game moves at such a quick pace when there's a turnover in possession. I think he just maybe got caught out a few times. I think three centre backs, if Porro goes and Van de Ven can tuck in, it can work. But I
Yeah.
think that would be a bit weird because we played Hojbjerg, who I thought was probably going to be the one to sit and let both the fullbacks go. So Romero and Dragusin could play in that space. I don't know. It was a bit confusing, but
Yeah.
ultimately, I don't know. I'm not going to look too deep into it, but I thought it was an interesting game tactically, and I thought we actually had the better of it for the majority of the game.
Fair enough, fair enough. Well, Matt, what is your thoughts, obviously, during the game? I mean, you said you were cheering on Manchester City when they scored the 2 goals, but from a Tottenham Hotspur point of view, how do you think we played?
Yeah, I think Son's miss was inspired.
So deliberate. It's so deliberate. Like he never misses those. I've never seen him miss a one-on-one. I've never seen him roll one into someone's feet. That was so deliberate. I'm
Yeah.
convinced.
Sonny has fully come on you, Spurs.
You can't be the Spurs captain and score the goal to give Arsenal the title. It just can't happen.
Exactly.
Completely agree. But guys, can I quickly I've been trying for the past 5 minutes just trying to get this video that I saw the other day from who's the fella from AFTV, Robbie, I think his name is. Now, like I'm pretty sure many of you guys, I
Who,
had many.
the black guy?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's Robbie.
right.
He's so funny.
He's hilarious. He's hilarious. But the thing I said about I got so many DMs afterwards after the game on like oh why would you rather your team lose or
Is this
go down?
is this the video of him reacting to Son's miss?
Yes, but it was in 2 reels. So basically, I found a video of Robbie speaking to, I think Tyler, his name is, another guy from AFTV, saying that they would rather Arsenal not win the Europa League. They would rather Arsenal lose the Europa League and Tottenham lose the Champions League, then Arsenal win the Europa League and Tottenham win the Champions League. At that time, we were in the Champions League final. So, and I got lots of DMs last night saying, "Oh well, why would you rather, lose the club? What's that mentality? Why would you rather hurt your own club when first of all you should want to win every single match?" That's just very controversial. Sorry, I just thought I'd give that a little thing from what I saw.
No, like I completely agree. A lot of fans, especially Arsenal fans, they're all very, very fickle, and they simply just like all they do is they simply just say whatever fits their narrative at the time.
Yeah.
So, like, Arsenal would be like, "Oh, I don't want Tottenham to win the Champions League. I'd rather Arsenal lose than Tottenham win the Champions League, blah, blah, blah." But then now they'll be moaning at Tottenham going, "Oh, I can't believe Tottenham have done this. Oh, they've thrown it away." Oh,
Exactly.
They're so contradictory. And it is literally just a case of just following what fits their narrative.
Exactly, and that's why there are a couple Arsenal fans that I respect, but majority I genuinely don't. Now,
I actually think I respect Robbie. I quite like Robbie.
I know I like him for entertainment. I think he's a wonderful entertainer when Arsenal are losing, but I think I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to be an Arsenal fan and have expressions there. I don't know if you know him.
I wouldn't want to be an Arsenal fan, full stop.
Well, look, we got a couple things to talk about. Number one, VAR will be still existing next season. Clubs have voted for it. Absolutely pathetic. Quick thoughts on that, lads? Josh, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm not surprised. Like this, the vote was never going to get overturned. All the clubs have put too much money, time, and effort into implementing it, and I think it's one of those where it's like it's an us problem because in international tournaments in the Champions League, there's not nearly as many problems as there are in the Premier League. It is the people using it, and it's how we've implemented it in our league, despite the fact that, you know, I know there are the same problems in terms of we're still talking about decisions and we're still scrutinising the refs, and we're talking about, you know, muted celebrations and a lack of authority on the pitch from officials. But that's not a problem, or not nearly as big a problem everywhere else.
Yeah,
so it is us that's doing it wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I think the quality of refereeing in the UK has really taken a nosedive.
Yeah.
Offside automation is going to be coming next season.
Yeah, we got semi-automated offsides next year.
That should be a big help. I do think that'll be a massive help.
Completely agree. Now, lads, we do have a couple minutes until I'm going to start sending out some links. People who do want to join this call, we'll give you around 5 minutes to have your say on the match, just because I want to get this see how this goes really first time. Guys, this is really interesting talking point, and it's a bit outside of the game. Man City, well, it's totally outside the game. Now, we all know that Manchester United are doing a big clear out this season, or this transfer window. Now, we put out on Instagram one player or a couple players or any player you want for Manchester United who could potentially come to Tottenham Hotspur. If you had to choose someone, who would you choose? Now, before I get to any of these comments that we did get on YouTube or Instagram, we got a ton on Instagram. Matt, I'm going to come to you first. Is there a player on the list or someone you would want to sign for Manchester United that could potentially leave this summer?
Probably Mainu or Garnacho.
Yep, on this, who are probably going to leave this summer. Let me rephrase that.
Oh, who are probably going to leave this summer? No.
No one?
Rashford, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. I can see. I mean, I don't know if he's leaving this summer. Actually, I don't know about him. Yeah.
Well, there's been talk about they don't know whether he's leaving or they don't like. There's been talk around him, isn't there?
There has been a lot. Yeah. All right. Okay, Josh.
I like Rashford. I suppose the only problem with Rashford is he can be quite inconsistent.
Yeah.
So yeah, in all honesty, I don't think there's any United players I want.
I've got a couple names on the list here that I kind of agree with. Who are you saying, Josh?
I honestly wouldn't touch any of them because I think all the untouchables are the young players, the Garnachos, the Mainus, maybe even the Brunos. They're genuinely the only players I would take at Spurs.
I wouldn't take Bruno because I hate him with a passion.
I dislike him. He's
I completely agree.
Serial twat, but he's unreal at footy at times.
Oh yeah, he's a good footballer, but
he's there, Lamella. Just better.
The problem for me is I don't see any world that you can compare. I don't think I can't see a world where you compare Bruno Fernandes and KDB. Like honestly, there's fans out there that
on the
compare.
Same level, but he just gets output. Like Bruno Fernandes' numbers are good, and he always does get output for them. And if they're ever going to win a game, it's usually him or Rashford that will bail them out. But I think Rashford is too inconsistent, and I don't particularly like him. I actually prefer. I would rather take Garnacho because I think his ceiling is probably just as high as Rashford's if he sorted his actual football IQ out in terms of decision making.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Rashford's a maybe, but he's too. Yeah, I mean, Chris is.
Give me 1 second, boys. Continue.
Chris has hit the nail on the head there. Rashford, on his day, can be absolutely amazing, but he's too inconsistent. He's not in the best form. He's too inconsistent.
I just think when you look through that United squad, it's either a genuine lack of quality or massive inconsistency, especially with fitness, which is the last thing that Spurs need right now, to be honest. I mean, you look across that squad, Mount, I don't even know what Mount looks like in a Man United shirt. We've only seen it about 3-4 times. You know, you look at the loan players like Amrabat, just hasn't worked. They've had Reguilon from us at some point this season, just hasn't worked, can't keep fit. Diogo Dalot, decent player, but would I take him over Pedro Porro? No, absolutely not. Wan-Bissaka, no. Maguire, no. Like, you just look through that squad genuinely, and it's incredible considering how United squads looked when we were growing up. But there's just a massive lack of quality overall and consistency, and it's a damning indictment based on how much money they've spent and what their wages are. They're in a
100%.
much worse position than us, and their rebuild is going to be painful.
I think Chelsea are in a better position than them. I think
100%.
every single
100%.
top
I'd
six
rather have
team.
Chelsea squad right now. There are players at Chelsea, like obviously Palmer, but even like Caicedo, I'd happily take.
Caicedo, yeah.
Like, they've got at least a couple like even Malo. I do really like Malo Gusto as well. I think he's probably on the same level with Pedro Porro this season in terms of consistency of performance. I think he's been excellent for them. Like, at least there's a spine at Chelsea that looks like it could turn into something.
So, like the thing is, right? You look at the two teams, right? You look at the two teams. Man U, like, I can't see anything changing next year. Like, nothing looks like it's changing. Whereas Chelsea, I think, could be a top 4 contender again next year.
Especially, I think I heard a stat: 19 games, only 4 wins or 4 losses. I heard a stat like that, so that they've only lost 2 in the last 19 or 4 in the last 19.
I think they had an awful start to the season. 2024. I think they're 4th.
They had an awful start to the season, but now you feel like they're building something. They're getting a bit more momentum. You feel like they're a better team. So I feel like they could be competing for the top 4 next year. United,
nowhere near.
I can't see anything changing. But that's not the only problem. Like, United seem to have so many problems. Like, there's reports all the time about how all their training facilities and everything is so, like, run down. And, like, I think, well, Ronaldo said it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Ronaldo was like, "Oh, I came back to United, and nothing has changed since I left 10 years ago."
It's stubbornness. I think if you can sum United up in a word, that club is stubborn to the core. Like, that, their transfer policy never changes. They never learn from their transfer policy. Every single year, they buy overpaid players that have already been there and done it, that have no hunger, no desire to continue to develop in the world of football. The one time they did was Bruno Fernandes, and he's been their best signing in probably a last decade.
Or their one season wonders like Anthony. Like, I mean, I would quickly just want to get onto a couple of these names that I've got here.
How was Anthony a one-season wonder?
Anthony?
I don't. Yeah, how was he a one-season wonder? I don't remember him performing at all.
He had that season.
He just was all right.
He had one really good season under Ten Hag at Ajax. That season that they bought him for 95 mil.
Right, yeah, he was good at Ajax. Sorry,
that's what I meant.
No, that's what he means. He means United keep buying players based on one decent season.
Yeah.
Exactly. Sorry.
I thought you were saying one season wonder at United. I was like,
no.
He's been awful.
Look, these are a couple names I'm going to bring on. Livrinsky says we can bring Martial out of the dead. I don't know about that. We got 3 no's, like no one. We don't want anyone. Zhao says Sancho or Dalot for bench both sides fullback. Okay. Andoni says McTominay. Rafa says Rashford. Theo Nelson says Sancho. Ericsson back or Sancho if he doesn't stay at Dortmund. Sergio says Sancho. Says Anthony, sorry. We got a couple Maguire shouts. And now this is one that I'm going to say. I think, why not? The only problem with this is maybe wages. I wouldn't mind not starting him. I wouldn't mind having Varane in the team. Genuinely wouldn't mind him. I think the experience that he brings, we lack so much experience. It's absolutely mental. Like, I feel like this team is focusing so much on newcomers like Vicario, Udogi, Puro, players that are really good. Yeah, sure, all that. It's amazing. But we got no experience in there. The only experienced player we got in there is Son. And what has he won? I mean, that's really it. The second most experienced player, from what I actually think, is Hojbjerg in the team. Or Ben Davis, if you want to say. Like, those are the players. If we can get Rafael Varane in there, yeah, maybe bench or one in he starts, maybe. Why not? Why not? I genuinely don't see. He's a free. We can get him for free in the summer. I don't see a reason why we don't sign him. Casemiro is already too far. I don't want Casemiro. I think he's. It's just not for me. I know we need a DM. But it's just not that. I don't want that type of player in the team for me personally. But has any of those players I mentioned really spark anything for you lot, or not really?
None of them do anything for me.
Right.
Fair enough.
Nothing. Like, do you know what? They remind me of us a few years ago. Do you remember we just had a squad full of aging crap that no one wanted and no one was wanting to buy because they were on such high wages. They were still getting game time just because we couldn't get anyone else in because we couldn't get them out. You know, it is painful. It is a painful position to be in.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
think Sancho's a maybe.
Sancho could be a maybe, depending on the price though. Like, I wouldn't want him for more than
40,
40 is my max, I think.
For who? For Sancho?
For someone that's, because realistically, he's not pulled up trees at Dortmund. He's just looked less shit. Like, it's not exactly gone on and got them to this Champions League final.
He's been there. He's been good at Dortmund.
He's been okay. But like, I just think for that sort of money, I'd rather gamble on a younger player or even a slightly younger player that has a higher ceiling.
I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to transfer window in terms of signing marquee signings. I can't be bothered for any of these youngsters. But lads, very quickly before we get our first guest on, make sure to smash the subscribe button. Drop a like on this live stream. And once again, if you do want to get yourselves one of these lovely microphone, cages, you can use a link that we'll put in the link down in the description down below, so you get a 15% off of your next purchase. Now, we have got a very special guest who's joined us as usual. It is Chris from Spain. Yes, Chris, how are you doing, mate? How are you?
Thank you for having me on, and good morning, Josh. Good morning, Josh, and good morning, Matt. Under the weather, but as it was you and as it was the guests, I thought, yeah, let's go and bother these people and teach them a bit about football.
You cold in Spain?
Sorry?
You cold in northern Spain?
I am. It's freezing. We've had 3 days of rain, and it's cloudy, and I've got a cold. And I was meant to go to the bank this morning to do some details, and I had to cancel that. Got some stuff this afternoon. I had to cancel that as well. I just don't feel well. But you know, it is what it is. It's old age, and you just can't beat that.
And that's why you should come to southern Spain. It's 25 degrees.
I'm not as rich as you, mate. I'm sorry.
Well, Chris, it's good to have you on here once again. And
Thank you for having me.
Look, let me have your thoughts on that City game, and or maybe in general what we were speaking about.
Sure.
What were your thoughts? What are your Tottenham thoughts?
Listen, let's get back to the beginning, right? I was I think I said it on here or in the chat, or and on other chats as well. I don't want my Spurs to lose any time under any condition. And fortunately enough, as a Barcelona fan, I've got the connection to Pep. And if Spurs don't win, I want Pep to win. So, I've got the best of both worlds. I'm just lucky, and it's just a happy coincidence, right? So, but I don't want Spurs to win, to lose on purpose. So that Arsenal, I don't care about Arsenal. I don't care about Chelsea. I don't care about Brentford. I don't care about Leyton Orient. I care about Spurs, and I want us to win. And the Schadenfreude, which is what people are suffering, is for the greater good of let's just keep them out of the title race. So no. If we win and then they win or blah blah blah, I just don't get it, right? because we've got other things to look at as well. We could get to Champions League. We could consolidate that, whether it's good or not in the long run, whether we're prepared or not, but we have to think about ourselves, right? And if we don't think about ourselves, we are giving importance to other clubs that we shouldn't really be caring about, right? So, you know, and I totally agree with Ange that the mentality is wrong. He's not singling out anybody, I don't think. And I'm obviously not going to, you know, talk in his name, but I understand that he's upset because we've come from basically F all and he's here to win. He's a competitive manager, right? And is that not what we want? Do we not want a winning mentality? Do we not want a winning manager, right? To instill greatness and to be good. I think we're all in agreement, right? And if he's the man to do it, because he's not 35, he's not 41, he's not 46, he's 58, he's got a good noggin on him, and he knows what to do and how to go about it. Whether that's in Japan, whether that's in Australia, we're not going to go about that. He's experienced, which is what, you know, and I think he does know what he's doing, and he does know how to go about it. So to care about what Arsenal do, whether they win a league, whether they don't, whether they fall over in flip-flops down the road, is absolutely got nothing to do with us whatsoever, right? Because they should have beaten us at the Emirates when we drew 2-2. They should have won against whoever it was on their fixtures, and it's got nothing to do with us, right? So we should have gone out. Now, the game, I thought we played well, all right? I thought we played very well. I don't think that Sonny missed that on purpose for two reasons. He's been shy, and I'm sorry, he's been not as good as late or the years. Let's be correct, and I didn't think that was on purpose. I just think that he's not been up to scratch, and we've been saying that all season. So to say differently because of Tuesday night, well, that's just Plus, the keeper made an absolutely brilliant save, because to time that save, right? And I'm around goalkeepers every Monday and Wednesday because my son is a goalkeeper. I go to the academy, I see them, and I know the implications of how to make a save and how to hold. Right, and I know the exact moment that a keeper has to hold and when to move, and it's when the opponent makes the shot, right? Yeah, and makes the exact movement. That keeper made an absolutely brilliant save, and to take away the credit that keeper did, right, to make that save is downright disgusting. So he didn't do that on purpose. It's not timed. It's not, Ortega, you're going to come on because Edis is going to get a smack in the head from blah 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 second post. Nothing scripted. He didn't fluff, he didn't fluff it on purpose. He was just having a crap season. So that's how I see it. And Man City caught us out on the first goal. Mickey van der Ven, great game, brilliant, right? But he got caught out. Bernardo Silva technically delayed an attack, right? They are obviously compenetrated, Bernardo Silva and De Bruyne, yeah. Completely, outthought VDV, who was ball watching. He was ball watching. Completely called him out. Ball was cut back, and what does Haaland do? Score goals. That's basically how you score a goal. And then the penalty. What can you do about Doku, who completely left for dead Pedro Porro? Now, what are we going to do now? Question that Pedro Porro, slipped him a £20 note. And said, "Well, you go this way and you go that way, and I'll do this and you do that." Oh, it's a penalty! Oh my God! No one's going to notice. It's scripted, but we did it so well. It's choreographed, mate. They did us. We were awful in the finalising because we had chances, and we just and they took their chances because they're better than us. So what can you do? Do you not think
it was very naive? Like I said at the beginning, naive of Tottenham Hotspur fans, including myself, thinking that we have a chance to beat Man City. I mean, we're talking about a Tottenham team that are on such a decline in this past month, compared to a Man City team that are on such an incline since the beginning of January. Do you not think it's a bit naive?
Naive. I mean, we have dominated games. We just need the icing on the cake. And it does seem very simplistic just to put it that way. Okay, but we have dominated games. We went to the Etihad, right, and we drew 3-3 with Emerson and Davis as our centre backs, right? Okay, so we can put it to teams, right? But now, yes, okay, we're on we're regressing. They have to progress. They are masters at progressing. They did it last season. They did the season, whatever their history is. I don't know what their history in the league is. I don't know if they've come from behind and won it. I think they have done, right? I'm not concentrating on Man City. They are master tacticians and technicians of doing this because they have the structure, they have the savvy, they have the know-how. Now, one game, okay, is one game. Can we beat them? Yeah, we could have put a few chances away. Right, they could have stuffed us 4-0, right, in the first half or whatever, or 3 or 2. But Vicario made some great saves, right? But chances, fine margins, as this season has been. The moniker is fine margins. Mm-hmm. They could have stuffed us 4-0 in the first half or whatever it was. We could have put 2 past them. So to think that we can be naive and think we could beat them, well, I mean, they're a juggernaut and we're like a camper van that hasn't got any doors or wheels on it. But a football game is a football game, Yeah. And to think anything is possible, well, why do we turn up then? I mean, you have to play. Man United won a European Cup against Bayern Munich in the Nou Camp in 1999 in 1 minute or 3 minutes or whatever it was, and they were done and dusted, and they turned it around in a couple of minutes and they won it. So there's no absolutes for me in football, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's the way I see it, and it's I can get pelted for it, but I don't, there's no absolutes for me. Is it possible? Yeah, of course it was, but difficult.
I think at the end of the day, us as Spurs fans, it was so subjective whether or not we want to win or not. And the beautiful thing about this is that there wasn't a right answer, because you've got myself, Josh, and Matt, who wanted us to lose, but then you've got yourself, who wanted us to win. So it's no one was incorrect there. At the end of the day, I just think, looking back, it was a bit stupid of, I'm talking about myself, a bit stupid of myself to not mention the fact that who are we to really say who are we? Who's Tottenham to even say if we're going to win or not? Yeah. It's based on Pep, based on Man City, and at the end of the day, they came out as a better team.
Yeah, but I understand that as well. From a fan point of view, from a tribalism point of view, from a rivalry point of view, I don't want to give them anything. I understand that. Okay, but if we want to be serious, okay, if we are serious, and if Ange, if we take verbatim what he says, right, I've got to change things. I've got to look at, reassess, and it seems as though he has been given, like he's not a man. He's not like a coach. He's not our coach. He sounds like a general manager. That's how he talks, like a Ferguson, like do you know what I mean? He's like a bit more hands-on, but he's the one that's going to control signings. He's the one that controls staff. That's how he talks, right? That's what he portrays. I will get rid of who I want to get rid of, and apparently the board, and I'm only going on what he says. That's what he portrays. I will get rid of, and I will bring in whoever I see fit. Okay. Now, if either he's delusional, or he has actually got green light from the board and definitely from Daniel, that this is a make or break season, and he has been given, and things are actually going to be different, right? Mm-hmm. Now, of course, we've got 20 odd years of saying, this year is going to be different and blah, 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 and we know the story. But I listen to Ange very clearly, and that is what he says. I've got to make changes, and I'm going to do this. And so either he's delusional and all of us are right, and it's going to be the same story as the last 20 odd years, or things are actually going to change. So, I mean, I don't know.
Fair enough. That's fair enough. Look, Chris, be up to yourself. Thanks so much for coming on. Really appreciate it, as usual. Please let everyone know where they can find you. I know you're co-streaming right now with me, so I will post a link in the description.
Thank you. Thank you for that opportunity as well, because not everyone does that. And I will repay in kind if you do that with me, of course. But Meta Football TV, listen, in the last week, I don't know what it is, but I've gone from 171 to 187, which is, the week or two. I don't know what it is. But I'm doing something right at least. So I do appreciate everybody's support. and whether I'm doing something right or wrong, but I do appreciate that. And thank you for the time. And it's lovely seeing Josh and Matt once again. And I just hope that you keep well and keep it Spursy.
Big up, Chris. All right, have a great day.
Pleasure,
Yeah. Bye. Look, lads, that was very nice. I mean, we got another guest coming on, but let's first of all dissect that, lads. Who wants to start that? I mean, you can see that Chris kind of in a way was emphasizing on the fact that he wanted Tottenham, to win that game, as as all Spurs fans should really do. But due to the rivalry, he understands the fans that don't want Tottenham to win. What were your thoughts on that? On that?
I think it's like completely fair. I think this is the most subjective game of football from a fan point of view, because I think, like Chris mentioned, it is a lot of tribalism particularly from us three in the way that we wanted the result to go. But that's part of football. And for me, I don't think that's a part of football I ever want to lose. I always want football to be tribal. I want, I think stuff like the rivalries and these sorts of results, they do matter. They do matter. And I think every fan has the right to feel within reason. Andrew said it before, every fan has the right to feel the way they want to feel. And I don't think any fan that wanted us to lose against City, it wasn't because they don't support the club and they don't want the club to prosper and do well. I think it is that tribalism coming through in the fact that they hate Arsenal as much as they love Spurs, because that's part of being a Spurs fan for a lot of people. It's the rivalries and hatred for those clubs is just important as a love for our own. And ultimately, I do get Chris's point of it's reflective of a larger mentality problem within the club. And I do think there is a mentality problem at Spurs at times. I do think we roll over too easily. I think we show our backs a little bit too easily at points throughout the season. And I think it is something that needs to change. And Ange isn't wrong for his comments, by the way. We've got to remember, he's not a Spurs fan. He's a manager that's been brought in to win and to do a job and to change the culture of the club. There's a reason that we brought in a personality like Ange, and it's because of the comments from Conte and Mourinho and Poch before him about the club from top to bottom not really wanting to win, but just wanting to be around and be competitive, but not really wanting to push themselves over the line. And he's 100%. Coming to turn us into winners. And I think Ange probably didn't mean to offend the fans. I think I know you've probably read the Athletic article like I have. It's within the club. I think that a lot of his frustrations came from coaches making jokes about playing the youth academy, the pep stuff, the stuff about the players and coaches and just general staff being quite relaxed this week, despite the fact that we're playing the current champions of the Premier League and it was a must-win game for our Champions League hopes. I think that's what's frustrated him more than the fans, because he's always 100%. Been adamant that the fans should have their own voice and their own opinions. And I think some of the fans celebrating in the stadium probably took it a little bit too far in his perspective, and that's fine. No, I think both sides have got valid points. And I just hope it's a situation we're never in again. I don't ever want to be in this situation again.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I think never again is just the simple answer to that. But look, lads, big up to Chris. Everyone smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Before we get Dimitris on, Matt, very quickly, what did you agree with Chris there? Did you disagree? Because there was a lot of stuff he said that you and I both said that we kind of disagree in a way, but
no, I sort of agreed with Chris.
Okay.
I sort of agreed with him.
I think it's just different. For me, I feel like it's a bit different, that rivalry. I know Josh, obviously. You work. I assume you work a lot with the Arsenal fans, and you both have a lot of mates that are Arsenal fans. But like for myself, who live in a complete different country, to have that rivalry with mates that support Arsenal, I could never I can never go out the house and look at them face to face and talk football with them, knowing that I took I gifted them 3 points when they beat us, and I took 3 points off City. I just Matt, watch what you say. Ange knows who you are.
Do you do either of you think that either side overreacted in terms of? Does anyone think Ange overreacted, or do you think the fans have overreacted at any point throughout this sort of debate that's been going on in the past couple of days?
I don't know. I mean, to be fair, I haven't actually watched any live stream, but from what I've read on Twitter and Instagram and all that, I feel like it's been what I thought it would be. I didn't think it was going to be all that. I'll be honest. I didn't think there was going to be so much hate or so much love to what happened that evening. Yeah, that's what I think. But look, let's bring Dimitris on. Just give me thumbs up when you're ready, mate, and I'll bring you on. I think he's ready. Yeah, thumbs up. Thumbs up if he's ready. I'm pretty sure he's ready. Let's bring him on now. All right, big up to Dimitris, who's in the house. How are you, Dimitris?
I'm fine, Josh. How are you? Hi, Matt. Hi, Chris. Hi, Josh.
Hello, mate.
How are you?
Everyone's now calling you Chris, Matt. Everyone's calling you. Sorry, that's my man. That's fine. I'll hold my hands up to that.
My name's not Chris.
I'm sorry. Dimitris, I mean, look, it's good to have you back on the stream. We haven't seen you in a while. It's lovely to have you back. Obviously, one of the OGs of the channel. I'm sure Josh and Matt do remember you commenting a lot in the chat. Josh, I'm gonna start off with you here, Josh. Have you got any question to ask Dimitris? Because I've got a couple, but have you got anything to ask Dimitris?
Yeah. Okay. Right. So Dimitris,
Yes.
obviously, it's been quite a controversial couple of days within the club with the back and forth fans and the fans. Do you think that Spurs fans are right to criticise Ange because he's going about mentality now, but we shipped 4 to Newcastle, 3 to Arsenal, and then 4 to Liverpool, which is the reason we were in this situation in the first place. So do you think that it's okay for Ange to criticise the mentality now when it's actually him and the team that have put us in the position where we had to beat City to get top 4?
To be honest, Josh, I don't really know because them games, like with Man City, the game against Arsenal, we should have won. The game against Liverpool, I mean, to be honest, we go to Anfield, but we never win at Anfield. And it's Liverpool. And every time we play Liverpool at home, they're always strong. But with the Man City game, I think we should have got a draw. We should have drawn against Man City.
What would your reaction be if we would have drawn to Man City? Because I think that was, I think this is the worst outcome if we draw against Man City.
Well, actually, to be honest, Josh, that Tuesday, I actually went to the game. I was actually there at the game, but with Son and with the one-on-one, I think with him, instead of him shooting to the left, he could have shot it. He could have took the shot from the right, but
there's a lot of if buts and maybes though. But do you not think that if we were to lose, like Josh said and Matt said, if we were to lose, do you not think we should have lost 3? Or if we like?
Well, to be honest, Josh, I thought we were going to lose 3-0 because the way Man City were playing, I could have seen them getting 3 goals in.
Right. No, I completely understand. I mean, I think if we would have gotten a draw, that would mean that Champions League is impossible. That means Arsenal will probably get the win, and like the draw was the worst thing to get. And I'm at least we didn't get a draw. I'm happy about this. But look, Dimitris, you heard Matt and Josh beforehand say, that they're not really that interested in any United players. There was a shout there for Sancho, a little shout there. You heard myself say I'm kind of interested in a way in Varane.
Yeah.
What about Mason Greenwood?
Is anyone interested? Matt, are you interested, Matt?
No.
I'm just asking. Dimitris, anyone you're interested in for Manchester United going into the transfer window?
Well, to be honest, I've been watching Sky Sports News lately, and I know Varane is. I know his contract is ending this summer.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I've heard a couple of, I think, weeks ago, I think Rashford was going to leave and go to PSG, but from my point of view, I don't know if that's true. But am I interested in anyone from Man United? Well, to be honest, we do need a striker because at the moment now we've got no striker. I don't know what's going on with Richarlison. I don't know if he's injured, because the last time I saw Richarlison playing, it was against.
He played the other day, I think, against.
I think it was against
Burnley.
Liverpool. Yeah, Liverpool. That's the only time that I saw him. It was against Liverpool, but I don't know where he's gone now. I don't know if he's injured or.
He's injured again.
Yeah, again.
But it's a bit of a shame. It's a bit of a shame. I mean, he's one of the players in this team that I feel like could really just take the. I'm messing the words here. Take advantage of the fact that Son's been so poor. Why is he not taking advantage? Dimitris, what's the most important position for you in a transfer window?
To be honest, Josh, I think it'll be a striker. Because we need a striker. Okay, yeah. I know Son is playing up front, and I know he scored goals. But to be honest, because every person is injured now, and then maybe say in the next season Son gets injured, who we're gonna play up front if Son does get injured?
We're not gonna have any
backup.
backup.
Other striker on the bench.
I'd like a big, strong centre forward.
Like, give us some names. Don't just say that. I mean, give us some names. Is that?
To be honest,
I can't think of anyone. Lukaku.
I'm pretty sure we had a stream, Josh and myself, and maybe you were on it as well, Matt. I'm not too sure. I'm pretty sure we had a stream about Lukaku, and we all said no. I'm pretty sure about that.
Yeah, no, I don't want Lukaku, but he is big and strong.
Okay. You got a shout here. I mean, that's my first choice. That is my first. I've been saying it for time.
I mean, it's Tony though, isn't it? Like, if the only question we've ever had with Tony is the personality, and it's off the field where we question Tony, but rather than his ability. I think ability-wise, Tony's perfect. It's his mentality.
Yeah, I don't like Tony. Ollie Watkins maybe, but he's not physical enough for me. Yeah, Chris. We'll have Chris.
He's injured as well at the minute.
yeah,
He's out with flu.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Vlahovic. Obviously, Vlahovic was mentioned.
yeah.
Okay, Matt. How about Isak from Newcastle? Would you have him as Tottenham as a striker?
Yeah, possibly. I think he's been good for Newcastle this season.
But you see,
Chris?
Paul O'Keefe said he's too expensive.
Well, yeah, probably.
Because
Why
that's
does
a 100 mil
Paul
striker right
Paul
there,
O'Keefe-
which would imply
all
to me
the
we're not going to spend 100 on a player.
Is it just me, or is he always telling us, no, we're not going to get this player? No, we're not. Like, every single tweet I see, it's always like, fair play to him. He's at least he's giving us, the right answer. Fair play to him. But it's just frustrating. Like, I see
I'll
Willie
drop him a text, maybe, Josh, and I'll ask him
Yeah.
why he keeps doing
ask him
it.
what's up.
Well,
Oh my.
okay. Like, yes, he does always say that, but then that's because we are constantly priced out of the market.
Yeah.
It's the same with Ali Gold. Bless Ali Gold. Honestly, that man, all he's able to do is tell us that our dreams aren't going to come true. But to be fair, I do think the alternatives were okay in that list, like Gyökeres, Tony, Jimenez. Like, I thought there were some decent alternatives in there.
Josh.
Which Josh? Left or right?
Left.
Tot or Josh?
Tot.
Yes.
I've got a question for you. Would you bring Harry Kane back to Tottenham,
Yeah.
or would you get another striker from the transfer window market?
I think the best player in the world right now, I don't see any other player better than this person, is Harry Kane. I would take anything to get Harry Kane back. I think he would suit Ange so well. It's unimaginable how many goals he would get in the system. You think of the lack of ability we have from taking shots outside the box. What you got to remember, what we as Spurs fans need to remember is everyone remembers that Harry Kane classic where he would roll the ball slightly out and then bang onto it. It's not like Son where he needs a couple touches and then finesses it. Harry Kane in tight spaces was phenomenal. He could get a shot out. He would be unbelievable.
Well, yeah, look at his volley against Real Madrid.
But do you think he will leave Bayern Munich and come back to the Premier League, Matt?
Matt, what do you think?
I'll tell you what. When he's 34, potentially, I think he's going to be at Bayern Munich for at least 3 or 4 years.
Do you think he will win a Bundesliga with Bayern Munich? Because
they'll win the Bundesliga next year.
Because I know Bayern Munich have won it so many years. But big up to Bayer Leverkusen as well this year.
They'll win it next year. They'll get back to it. It happens.
You think they'll win it next year?
Yeah, it's like Leicester winning the Premier League.
So once,
Bayer Leverkusen have won the league, Bundesliga, and they've run away with it. It's like Leicester. Leicester that year.
That's another thing that I've got to ask. What do you think of Ipswich coming? Sorry, let me read that again. What do you think of Ipswich coming up to the Premier League?
What do you think, Josh?
Are they coming up?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ipswich are up. They're up, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been confirmed.
They've been promoted to the Premier League with Leicester.
Yeah, I think it's
sorry, Josh. 1 second. I'm gonna sound a bit of an idiot here, but who got promoted from the playoffs, or is it not yet?
It's not happened yet.
Sorry. All right.
Yeah,
Leeds, Southampton, West Brom, and Norwich are the playoffs.
Well, tonight you've got. Tonight you've got Leeds and Norwich. Tonight, the second leg, and then tomorrow you've got Southampton and West Brom.
Who do we want? Lads? What? West Brom?
Leeds.
Southampton?
Leeds.
Leeds.
Yeah.
Leeds or Southampton, they're the ones with pedigree.
Yeah.
Either of those.
Because
Sorry, Josh. I feel like I completely took off the question of Josh. But sorry, Josh. What were your thoughts on?
No, we're jumping around a lot.
So, Josh, what do you think of
As for Ipswich, they are going straight back down.
what just like Sheffield United did this season?
Well, this season, all three
promoted
promoted
teams.
teams. All three promoted teams have been relegated. Not a single one has stayed up, have they?
Well, not. Sorry, Matt. Well, I know Sheffield United and Burnley have, but Luton are on the blink of getting relegated.
Well, unless they win 13-0 on the weekend.
Yeah,
they haven't been relegated yet because it's between.
Well, you say that, mate.
They're as good as down. They're not winning. They're not going to score 10+ goals in a single game.
Mate, they're 3 points adrift with a minus 13 goal difference. They're relegated.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? They're not gonna win by the largest margin in Premier League history at the weekend.
Who's their last game?
Who are you talking about?
Luton.
Luton Town. It is against Fulham.
Yeah, they're gone.
Well, look, Dimitrios, before I let you go,
I mean,
very quickly,
they might win. Luton might win, but they're relegated. They are relegated.
Look, Dimitrios, I've got one question for you before we let you go. Number one, thanks so much for joining or coming on to the channel. Really appreciate it. Great to see you again. Very quickly, it's a one-word answer. Son Heung-Min, play him on the left or play him as a striker?
Oh.
I don't want Matt and Josh be quiet. We're all being quiet. Dimitrios is going to say his answer. Don't get peer pressured.
To be honest, I'm going to say play him as a...
Say what you think.
Drop one answer. Striker.
Big up to Dimitrios. Hopefully you had a great day, Dimitrios. And we will see you once again. Dimitrios, thank you so much, mate. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Fair play. I've got to hold my hands up there. That's one. This. Just so you guys know, lads, this is what we're going to be starting doing. We're going to be asking fans when they come on, their final question is going to be Tottenham. Should Heung-Min-Son play on the left as a striker? But lads, I think this has been a great live stream. Josh, any final thoughts on Tottenham in general that we really haven't talked about?
Not really. I'll address earlier on. Actually, Chris mentioned about, because obviously I talked about, the results against Liverpool, Newcastle, and Arsenal. I just want to preface that I'm not cheap shotting at Ange's mentality. I don't think Ange's mentality has wavered one bit. I just think I get where the fans are coming from that do say to him, you can't criticize how we feel about the City result after we've been battered by most of our London rivals home and away, and then we've lost a couple really important games to Newcastle and Liverpool. That's why I get why fans are saying, listen, you can't criticize us for the position that basically the team have put us in. That's the only point I'm making. I don't think Ange's mentality has wavered one bit, and his mentality is the reason that I want him at the helm, and I've been so vocal. We all have, so vocal and so confident in Ange basically taking over the club, because he has. And I think Chris was completely right when he said it doesn't feel like a coach. It feels like he is in control, complete and utter control, which we've needed, because how many times have we criticised the people upstairs in the club for lacking a clear direction and clear vision? And I think for the first time in years, we've got that with Ange. So I completely back him, but I understand where the sort of misconception comes from. But no, I think the season's basically done now, isn't it, for Spurs? And we've got Sheffield, and we should get a... come over, Chris. Come on, the weather's better here. Actually, no, stay away. You've got the cold, haven't you? I can't be bothered for that.
Well, obviously, oh yeah, I forgot to say, hope Chris feels better as well. Matt, any really subjects we didn't really touch about that you want to have a last couple words on, or did we?
No,
Do you think?
not really.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly agree with Josh. Like, I don't think there's been any issue in Ange's mentality. I think I still have a lot of I have a lot of hope for Ange Postecoglou. And like I said, even next year, I don't think we're going to be there. But I think the following year, after 3 transfer windows, 4 in the January,
Yeah.
I think the third year of him in charge is when I think I see us potentially fighting for titles.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're here at Spurs Live. We're very much Ange Postecoglou in. I think you've seen us from day one. When we're wrong, we are going to hold our hands up. Be up to Peter if he doesn't walk. Be up to Peter who's joined us. Hopefully, everyone has subscribed to the YouTube channel. People on Instagram, if you do want to get involved in the comment section, head over to the YouTube channel and you guys can get involved. It's amazing. Once again, reminding you all, head down to the link description down below to the Instagram page of Brandy, where you guys can get yourself a lovely microphone case, which is unbelievable. Brilliant graphics. I'm going to try and get Josh and Matt one of these. But yeah, lads, hopefully we all had a good day, a good stream. Final comment, Matt, another year of this. You really think fans will take this? I know I will, but look, fair play to Chris for coming on. Really appreciate it. Fair play to
I think there's going to be improvements next year, but I just think that the third year is when we see the best Tottenham team.
I agree. I think it's all right now like this. We're swimming right now, but give it time and we're going to go up. We're going to have
Speaking of the best Tottenham team, I want to say this on stream because we always say it in our chat and it never happens. Yeah. Let's try and do an end of season get together because we haven't done it. We said we were going to go to a game together this season.
I'm so down. You don't understand.
Let's do an end of season get together. I think it'll be fun. We're going to make a good video and a good stream.
Right. Who wants to do it in Marbella?
That's not a bad shout, that, Matt.
Who wants to do it in...
I'm not coming to Israel.
I don't think anyone's going to come this
Big up, lads.
Guys, let's all get together in a war zone. Yeah, no thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you guys in the next stream. Thank you all so much for all the support you guys have shown us. It's the final match preview next Sunday. I am going to make sure Matt and Josh will try their best to join us for the final match preview of this season. I mean, we're not going to say goodbye just yet because we've got the final match preview and the final match reaction. But for now, it's been unbelievable. All your support. Thank you all so much.
Boys.
Yeah.
Marbella. Let's do it. Right. You can stay at my house. I've got 3 spare rooms. So you can stay at... Right. Do you two like dogs?
I don't mind
dogs. I don't mind dogs.
Okay. Well, you just have to like dogs because I've got 3 of them. But...
All right.
Aside
Josh
from that,
Josh can sleep with 2 of the dogs. I'll sleep with 1.
No, the dogs stay with me. That's fine. But right. So, all right, let's do it. Let's do south of Spain, Tottenham get together.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to see a get together of Spurs Live, the trio of Spurs Live, Josh, and Matt. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. We will catch you guys next live stream. Why am I saying for the final time?
No, do you know what? We'll try and do. I might be around. I might be around. Maybe there's a possibility of doing a watch along. I might be around to be able to do a watch along for the Sheffield United game.
Amazing, fun. Love that.
Well,
Love that.
I can probably do that as well on Sunday.
Yeah.
I definitely can't because I don't have the I go to a pub where I'm there with my mates. I'm drinking a beer. Fine.
Well, me and Matt care about the channel, so I guess we'll do it. We'll do the goodbye stream for the season. We'll sign it all off.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you will see us for the final match preview this Sunday. Thank you all so much for the support. We will see you guys in the next live stream. Bye-bye. Come on, you Spurs.